Hello and welcome to a short little rant video that I just have to get off my chest. Big publishers like EA and Ubisoft and I don't know, is there a third big one that fits the same category as EA and Ubisoft? I don't think so. Those two primarily have been complaining in the last few years that people don't buy their games as much as they want to. I think Square Enix is also among those. They complain that they project a certain number of people buying games. Yeah. And in reality, once the game launches, the number is not like this, but more like this. Approximately. I'm just going off from what I've heard in other YouTube videos and in articles online, so I don't have any real numbers to back this up, but that's what I've heard. That's the gist I got from the last several years. And maybe it's because of your price policy, dear EA and dear Ubisoft and dear Square Enix, because games are just too darn expensive. I mean, right now, if you look at the screen right now, you have Star Wars Battlefront Deluxe Edition on Origin right now, pre-order. It's not even out yet. It will be out on November 19th, 2015. And the pre-order costs, the Deluxe Edition pre-order costs €69.99. $70 for a game that's not even out yet, for a game that we don't know is any good yet. And in case you're arguing, yeah, it's the deluxe edition, unless it comes with a hooker, I'm not interested. It's $70 up front without getting anything for several months. And even if you buy the the standard edition, which, because everything is deluxe and limited and, all the special names, standard sounds kind of worse now. But even the standard edition comes in at €59.99, so $60. Which is insane, in my opinion. Because, as I said, the game's not even out yet. We don't know if the game's going to be any good. And this is not specifically about this game. This is about price policy. Let me get the word out. This is about price policy from big publishers in general. I mean, in times of, like we have today, with online retailers like Steam, like even Origin itself, or GOG.com, for example, it doesn't make sense to charge people $60 because, of course, your expectations are going to be way higher than what people will actually, or how many people will actually buy this. Because $60 is just too much. In times like we have, as I said, right now with online retailers, as I do it with Steam, for example, if I like a game, if I want to play a game, I still don't spend that amount of money on it. I wait for it to come out, I put it on my wish list, and I wait until it goes down in price. Now, the biggest purchase I made in the last few, let's say, months, or let's say even a year, is, I think, €45 for the last Call of Duty game, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, because it was off from 60 to 45, which I thought was kind of okay. Still not perfect, but it's definitely better than 60, because I wouldn't have bought it for 60. I liked the single player. I'm not a multiplayer Call of Duty player, but I liked the single player of Call of Duty. But I'm not going to pay $60 for it, let's face it. I mean, even if I had the money just lying around, I wouldn't pay that much money for it because I'm patient, I can wait. I put it on my wish list, I wait until it goes down in price, and I buy the game then. So, yeah, Shadow of Mordor, same thing. I waited until it was down for $25 on the first sale, and then I bought it. And that's the history of my Steam purchases for the last year or 2 years, actually, I think. So maybe that's why people don't buy games right out of the gate when they launch for $60, because they wait for the first sale. So maybe if publishers would give you games for, let's say, 30 or maybe $40, $40 is the normal price for a Nintendo 3DS game, then maybe people would be more willing to take a risk on a new game that maybe they don't know yet if it's good. I mean, after it comes out, you can watch reviews, but for something like this example, Star Wars Battlefront, it comes out in November. We now have August. So there's no real consensus if the game will actually be any good. So many people won't pre-order that. I mean, there will always be pre-orders, as bad as they are. But I think big publishers would make more money if they either gave the game cheapers in general. I can't talk today. Cheaper. If they gave the games, when they launch, cheaper in general. Like 40 games on launch. Then maybe more people would be willing to take the risk, and the reduced price would actually lead to higher sales. Or, if you do the pre-order, you give the pre-order cheaper. So instead of $60, I mean, where's the incentive for me pre-ordering this game right now? Maybe there's some DLC thing, I haven't really read through it, but even if there's some great DLC, and I doubt there will be great DLC for a game that hasn't been finished yet. I mean, if there is already DLC, it should be in the final version. DLC should be made after the game launches anyway, my opinion. But even if there's some downloadable bullshit thing or some bonus, it's not gonna weigh up the price. So in my opinion, a real good incentive to pre-order a game would be to get it at a cheaper price. So let's say at launch it costs 60, but if you pre-order it now, almost half a bloody year before it comes out, it costs $40 for you. That would be an incentive, but they're not gonna do that because EA and Ubisoft, for the most part, are greedy. They want all the money they can get, even if it doesn't make any business sense. Because, as I said, in today's online retail universe, people often wait for a sale. At least I do, and most of the friends I have do exactly the same thing. So maybe you should take that into account, just maybe. Be nice. Maybe it will help you, dear EA Games and Ubisoft, to create better sales numbers. Just a thing that I think. And one last thing before I go, I just want to mention that I'm not a games analyst, I'm not a games economist, if there is such a thing. I don't really know much about economy. I know games cost a lot to develop today, especially AAA titles. I'm well aware of that. But I know that is the case, and I don't have all the answers. I'd wager I don't have any of the answers or any facts, actually. It's just my perspective from a humble little gamer who does a few YouTube videos, and that's it. So I don't know the economy of all of that. I just feel that it might be a good idea to try it, to give games cheaper on launch, and maybe that will translate to higher sales. I'm not exactly sure about that. But it would be nice to see one of the big publishers, if one of them would try that. That would be actually interesting to see what would happen in comparison to the structure we have right now. And I think many gamers have the same problem that I do, that namely we don't have cash lying around in chests and suitcases just waiting for a new Batman game to come out or for a new Call of Duty to come out. So it would be a nice idea for companies to try it, for big publishers to try it, but I don't know the economy behind it and if it would actually be a good idea, but it would be nice. That's all I'm saying. So this is the perspective of a little gamer who just wants to buy games and play games and enjoy games and not ruin himself and his wallet and his bank account to do it. That's been my little rant on video game prices. I hope you liked this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. My name is Oliver here at Vienna Gamer, and I'm gonna see you in the next video when it is actually cooler, so I can make gameplay videos, it's hot right now, so I'm not making those. So see you in the next video once the temperature drops once again.